Thank you for watching. It's Sunday, it's a clean my table day. I cannot be bothered, so I'm going to paint up a shell. What you see in front of me is my Proline Pro MT. I got a question back in November. Chris, how long can you use liquid mask? I have no idea, so I decided to give it a try. I masked this shell up in November. It's now April, and it's the end of April actually, and I'm going to cut it and I'm going to paint it. The liquid mask I use, mind you, this is not a product that I advise that you go out and buy. This is the Bitty design liquid mask. It holds up fine if you have like regular colors. As soon as you move to metallic colors, it completely destroys itself and it turns to snot. So if you plan to paint any metallic colors, don't use it unless you use them last, if that makes any sense. In any other type of scenario, get some different type of liquid mask, because this is not the one that you want to work with. Trust me. Now, mind you, if it does hold up, being masked in November and me now painting it in April, I will be impressed with it. This is the Proline Sentinel shell that you get with the Pro MT. My Pro MT, it's almost done, just need to drop some electronics in and it's good to go. But for now, the most time consuming job is painting it up and making sure that it looks good. So what I want to do is I want to keep it fairly simple. Also because this is not like a huge body, so I don't want to go completely overboard in detailing it. Plus I will completely beat the living snot out of this car, because that's what it's made for and what it's intended for. So I'm going to go pretty simple on it. So I got a HemiStorm logo on each end. Just took some lettering that I found online, flipped it around in Photoshop. If you wonder how to do that, got plenty of videos that show you how to put lettering and that type of stuff on your shell. You basically print it out in reverse, stick it to the outside of the body, just so you can see it from the inside of the body, and you cut your design afterwards, taking the print off again. I also striped some scallops over the side, just to have a tiny bit of a graphic and also to have a bit of a two-tone going on. The top is going to be painted white, I think, perhaps even with a flat clear over the top of that from the outside afterwards. I'm going to fill in the window trims with some black. The outline of the lettering is also going to be black. I want to fade in a bit of a funky color at the top or the bottom of that of the lettering. Not completely sure yet. I also cut an extra cut line at that scallop line that's going on. So that pinstripe as well, I'm going to fill that in with a bit of a contrasting color. But overall I really want to sort of tone it down, so I think I'm going for some gunmetal, some silver, some white and some black, and that will be mostly it. One contrasting color, most likely a blue, because this is after all a Proline truck and I do want it to stand out. When I'm bashing, you know, just looking at a black and white truck can be a tiny bit boring. So let's start off by painting on the black, and then take it from there, go through the entire paint scheme until we end up with the very lightest color, which is the white. Let's go. Okay, the black is on, so far so good. What I'm going to do right now, I'm not sure if you've ever looked at the fonts that they use for tattoos, not that I have any tattoos, but usually they have like a black or a dark outline going around the letters, and then from the bottom they got a shade going on to a color or to nothing. So that's also what I want to do on this shell. So right now I peeled the center of the lettering that I have going on. I'm going to put a tiny roll of tape along the top. It's just because I can't really dose my paint to the point where I can make a tiny fade happen, so I need to find a trick. That's only because I paint with rattle cans, and that trick is using a roll of tape, just twisting it around a few times, putting it on the section that I want to mask off, that I want to fill in with color later on, then hitting it with my black, taking the tape off afterwards and filling in the rest of the color. No, it sounds really complicated, but it isn't. So let's see how that works. Well, to answer your question, how long can you use liquid mask? The Bitty design liquid mask, you can use it for 6 months. It's not a problem at all. Next time I will try pushing a year, but right now I really want to use this truck, so I painted it up. I think that is a pretty cool find, because you know, you want to take your time when painting. You don't want to rush, and especially not because the materials dictate that you need to rush through anything. So the Bitty design liquid mask, Doesn't work that well with metallic paints. It does hold up a really long time. You can work with it for 6 months, which I find extremely impressive, because so far those kind of results I only had it with tape. So for me, this is new. I really liked it. I'm kind of surprised that it actually held up and that it actually came out the way that it came out. I'll just walk you really quick through what I did over here. Again, started with all the black around the windows, in the bed over here, and around the lettering. Then I used those rolls of tape just to get a bit more of an abrupt fade going on in the lettering. So I faded some black to a light metallic, not a metallic, to a light blue. The same light blue I also used in the pinstripe that goes over the scallops. But before I put the pinstripe on, I actually put some weave against the lower section of the body to get a bit of an effect. And I filled that in with metallic blue first. Afterwards I backed it with a gunmetal and with a bright metallic silver, which is of course a stupid idea with the Bitty Design liquid mask, as it sort of I don't know, it kind of liquefies again as you put on your metallic paint. So then I had a really hard time peeling out that pinstripe, that light blue pinstripe, but I managed to do it. Then I peeled the rest of the body, gave that a coat of white before eventually peeling out the window masks, giving that a coat of smoke, and then cutting the windows on the outside. If you wonder why my fingernails look like this, I needed to push the weave down, that effect that I got going on over the side. Afterwards I cut the windows on the outside, peeled the complete clear overspray film before giving it a coat of flat clear. And then of course I took the rest of that clear overspray film off just to make sure that my windows are actually shiny while the rest of the shell is flat. Well, I hope that sort of explains it. If it went a bit too quick, leave me a question if you have one in the box below, and I will try to get back to you. Or you can just rewind the video a tiny bit and maybe it makes sense then. If you're on the Proline Racing website, because this is of course a Proline truck, and you want to have a discount, fill in the code HemiStorm10 for an instant 10% discount. That goes for the complete Pro MT kit, which I cannot wait to take out, by the way. Bodies, wheels, suspension, so it's really cool of the people of Proline to supply me with that code to hand it out to you guys. Also make sure to pass it around to your friends, because money saved is a good thing. If you want to have more info about me or what I do, go check out all the links in the description box. There's a link to my Instagram, to my Facebook, and well, right there, if you follow along on those two links, you will be a tiny bit more ahead of what I'm doing than you are over here, because editing videos and uploading them always takes a tiny bit of time. So most likely a picture of this truck has already appeared on my Instagram. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because it's free. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.